I had somebody accuse me of being selfish for suggesting it can have benefits as an accessibility aid. Classic black and white thinking and moral perfectionism. Somebody responded in this fashion. They said, everything AI does can be done better by just Googling or, God forbid, thinking for 5 minutes. Notwithstanding that Google is now integrating AI anyway, so Googling is basically going to be AI integrated moving forward anyway. And there's some criticism here is that I'm not using my critical thinking skills, which is a little bit reductive, and it's also presumptuous to assume that I can't use AI and my critical thinking skills in conjunction. There is evidence that if you haven't developed critical thinking skills yet and you become reliant on AI, you don't get the opportunity to do so, and that makes sense. Just like cheating, if you're in school and you're a school-aged kid and you're not learning to actually apply your critical thinking skills and construct individual unique thoughts and synthesize information, that makes sense. But this is a very generalizing statement. This person then goes on to say, no catastrophic and unnecessary climate consequences. Okay, so AI is associated with excessive water consumption. Personally, I find my own ways of addressing that. I think it is a structural issue that needs to be addressed by tech companies and regulators. But in the interim, I do, rather than 2 showers a day, I use 1 shower a day, and I'm reducing my water footprint if I'm going to use AI. That's a simple little hack that I personally, for me, works for me in terms of going, okay, well, this is how I compensate for my excessive water consumption. Not that it is that huge. According to what one estimate I recently read was, it was like one search is less than a teaspoon or a tablespoon, one or the other, I can't remember, of water consumption. And then the person says no smoothing of the brain. Again, this appeal to the fear around the lack of brain development because of AI over-reliance. I mean, that argument can be made of all technology in which you are suspending your capacity to use your critical thinking skills and being overly reliant. And I'm sure that argument was used in all other forms of technology preceding this, like smartphones and tablets, right? Because people are exposed to a new technology, there's always a risk associated with it. But this is kind of technological alarmism, classic technological alarmism. Not that I don't see that there's a value in questioning the ethics or raising these concerns. And I think as a neurodivergent, many of us are social justice and environment justice oriented, and it's very important for us that we follow our cause and that we, support it. And then this person says, no further insulating yourself from the ability to interact with the world, which I don't quite understand that argument, because when you use the internet, computers, technology, there is always going to be a degree of insulation.